case we get more people.
Good evening. I am pleased to call the Planning Commission meeting to order for Wednesday, August 24th. We're going to get there. Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. So welcome to those in attendance in person and those that are viewing online. We will have a roll call.
Mr. Patterson,
Here.
Mr. Davenport,
Here.
Dr. Miller,
Here.
Ms. O'Connor,
I'm sorry, I didn't. Here, that was okay.
Mr. Weiss, Mr. Crute,
Here.
Ms. Furley.
Here.
Having had an opportunity to review the agenda for the evening, would love to have an approval when someone is ready.
Move to approve.
Second.
It has been moved and second to approve the agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. We have now reached the public participation portion of the meeting. Madam Clerk, is there anyone that has signed up for the evening?
No, sir.
Is there anyone that has submitted anything electronically?
No, sir.
Alrighty. We have a public hearing this evening, REZ 24-002, a public hearing for the Planning Commission recommendation to Town Council to amend the official zoning map to provide for rezoning of approximately 0.278 acres from B3 to R2. The site is located on the southeast corner of Georgia Street and Monroe Street intersection and consists of parcel 110A V 0200-049A. We have motion, we'll have a public participation for this starting out. So is there a motion to open the public hearing?
Moved.
Second.
It's been moved and second to open the public hearing. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. We will now have public participation if there's anyone that has signed up, Madam Clerk.
No, sir.
Alrighty. We will now have a staff report. Let's close the public hearing. Public participation. Is there a motion to close?
Motion to close the public hearing?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Staff report.
Thank you. So the request is to rezone one parcel that contains approximately 0.27 acres from B3 highway commercial to R2 medium density residential. The site is identified as tax map number 110AV020A049A. The site is in the southeast corner of the intersection of Georgia and Monroe Streets. The site is a well-maintained yard that remains undeveloped. The zoning ordinance considerations for this parcel is the R2 medium density residential district encompasses medium density residential areas both existing and planned, as well as certain compatible public and semi-public land uses. This district should provide a suitable environment for a mix of housing types located in closer proximity to shopping and employment centers. This parcel meets the R2 bulk regulations for lot size and required street frontage. The comprehensive plan future land use map does not specifically identify this parcel. The general area is between an urban residential area and a mixed-use commercial area. The rezoning to R2 would be consistent with those areas. No effect on utilities at this time of rezoning, and the rezoning will have no impact on transportation, town streets, or environmental impacts to the area. Staff did receive 2 phone calls from adjoining property owners. They called more to get clarification on the property being currently zoned B3. So they were a little surprised to know it was zoned B3, but they did not have any comments to put to record. Staff recommends approval of the proposed rezoning and amendment to the official zoning map. As you can see on the screen, there is a vicinity map to give you an idea of the location, and then a couple of pictures to show that it is a maintained yard.
Any questions regarding the staff report? We can move right into deliberation. I was just curious, I mean, is there, what the historic reason was as to why that particular parcel was zoned the way it was?
I did not look into what the zoning was prior to the 2020 rezoning. There were some parcels that were rezoned with the update of the zoning ordinance. I'm not sure if that was rezoned at that point in time. I didn't look up the history of the parcel.
Well, it seems to me that everything around it is also residential, so
Yeah.
that would be consistent with the rezoning.
Any other thoughts?
I move that the planning commission recommend approval of REZ 24-002 to town council.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Madam Clerk, if we could have a roll call vote.
Ms. O'Connor,
Aye.
Mr. Weiss, Ms. Fraley,
Aye.
Mr. Davenport,
Aye.
Mr. Patterson,
Aye.
Mr. Crute,
Aye.
Dr. Miller.
Aye.
The motion has passed.
All righty. We have no old business on the agenda. Moving into new business, a staff and department update.
I'll give you an update on the cases we had last month. So the POD 24-001 for the restaurant on South Main, it did not go before council. It comes to planning commission for site plan approval. But we have been in contact with the applicant about moving forward with applying for building permits. So that is the next step for that applicant. ZTA 24-001, Town Council has sent that back to Planning Commission. They have asked the Planning Commission to research the height restrictions on the zoning ordinance and regulations for fence material that would include some type of visibility to see through the fence. Staff is working on compiling ordinances from localities, mostly with a similar size and makeup to Farmville, but we have been looking at some larger localities as well to see what their ordinance says. Staff had reviewed 6 different ordinances when writing this one, so looking to have about 15 to send to you to take a look at. So the plan is to give planning commissioners time to review those ordinances and come back to planning commission for a meeting to discuss the likes and dislikes and what we would like to see in our ordinance. We will not advertise for another public hearing until after we've had an open discussion. Let's see, moving on to new business. I will be out of the office September 16th through the 20th for a professional development event, which falls into our September Planning Commission date. I have had one applicant submit a conditional use permit for an accessory dwelling unit. So I have reached out to them to see if we can push that back to October. Because looking at the dates, it's going to be hard to fit that in and then get it to council with the requirements for public hearing notices to get that to them before October. So I will probably be reaching out by email to see if we want to cancel the September meeting date.
Any questions of staff, especially regarding the ordinance that's coming back?
Was there any message from town council when it was sent back? Like what they're, just to do more research, or are they looking for something specific? Because it was deliberated.
Specifically, the heights, the height regulation. They wanted to look at options for not putting a height regulation. And then maybe making it that it has to be either a picket fence or a wrought iron fence on the front so that you can visibly see through the fence in the front yard.
Thank you.
All righty. Did
make-
you have a question?
Well, I'll motion to adjourn.
Second.
It has been moved and second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Good night and good luck.